Yeah, I'm
Sir, we are live now. Please start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Very warm good evening to all of you. Hope all of you are doing well. Hope those of us who are in Bangalore, hope you are above the water, not sinking already. Happy to see so many people here. Already some close to 100 people are here. I don't know if others are joining online on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome again. Okay, so let me get started. I think all of you, I was just commenting that all of you are veterans of the program. You've been here for at least 8 months, or if not 1 year, and you know what the program is and all that, but still, nevertheless, it's good to quickly go through all the high level numbers and how people are doing and all that. So I'm going to do that very quickly and then share with you some particular details as you step into the diploma year. Okay, so the baby stuff is over, the foundation is done, and you're all ready for real serious learning and new things which will be more demanding, as you can imagine, than the foundation year. Uh, the foundation year has this is at least is very detailed, and we spend a lot of time explaining things. As you progress into the diploma year, you will see that a little bit of that scaffolding and support will come off. You will be expected to pick up things on your own and learn a little bit more on your own, and we'll slowly wean you away from spoon feeding in some sense. Okay, so that's something you can expect as you step into the diploma year, but I hope it's also enjoyable and you learn a lot. Okay, so let's begin. Let me share some slides that I have. Hope people can see this. Okay, so let me just go through these slides. The first one, I think all of you know this, except for the bottom part, which I will point out. There is a new exit now in the program. Those of you who did not know, there is a BS degree exit. Okay, Bachelor of Science again, but abbreviated as BS. Most importantly, it's a 4-year program. It's considered a 4-year program. If for those of you who know the credits, the BSc is 114 credits. The BS is 142 credits. So there's 28 more additional credits that are being added. Out of those 28 additional credits, you can get 12 credits through an 8-week apprenticeship, 8-month, sorry, not 8-week, 8-month apprenticeship in a company, and that is lesser, etc. And the fee itself is done very competitively as usual. The whole BS degree will cost you about 3.15 lakhs or so. So it's very competitively priced, and it's very interestingly designed as well. So there is a new 4-year exit for this program. So that's the only new thing here. Other than that, everything else is exactly the same as before. The BSc degree is also there. It's not been taken away. So if you want to exit, you can exit after 3 years with a BSc or 4 years with a BS degree from my IIT. Okay, so that's the same thing is shown in more detail here. I hope you can see that. Okay. Okay, so what's the current state of the program? A lot of numbers coming at you. The program is still interesting to a lot of people, so that's good news. You're getting a lot of juniors joining you. Some 16,000 plus people have applied for the September term. This is more than the same corresponding number that applied in the previous September term. So all of you are hopefully going and telling others good things about the program. So that's nice to see. So as of May 2022, nearly 72,000 students applied to the program, of which nearly 18,000 cleared the qualifier. So we seem to be seeing this 25% to 20% sort of clearing of qualifiers, which we're getting repeatedly. So it should be probably a true phenomenon. And then number of students who have started the program is about 15,000, and out of which more than 12,285 exactly are still continuing in active state. So that's a good sign. People are able to stay through a long and demanding program. They are spending the energy that's needed, figuring out the time, balancing so many things. That's great and wonderful to see. And the number in the foundation level is 6,899. The number in the diploma level is 4,438. And you are the brand new joinees into the diploma group. The number of people who are entering diploma, I'm told this term is 1,800. Okay, it's a huge number. It's very happy to see. It's good that all of you have crossed the significant milestones of Statistics 2 and Python, two of the most demanding courses in the foundation level, and have made it here. In fact, some of you may know already, or you may want to know now, that 65 of your other fellow students are actually in the degree level. They have finished both diploma, they've entered the degree level this term, and they're doing degree level courses. So those guys are way ahead of many others, and that's good to see as well. And we expect close to 200 or so to enter, or maybe even more, close to maybe 450 or so to enter the degree level in the January term. Okay, so just to give you some target looking ahead. Okay, so that's some high level numbers. Good to know that program is in good shape. People are continuing to participate and enjoy. Okay, so split up of these numbers across the board, just to tell you, what different types of people we have in the program. You can see the male-female ratio sort of settling to a 25-ish percentage, which maybe we should try and increase. The considerable number of art, science, commerce students who are in the application process, and good to see that as well. And in terms of age indicated through 12th standard batch, you can see that's also a reasonably spread out number. And let's move on now to the courses that are coming up this term for the diploma students. If you look at the diploma in programming, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total courses. 2 of them are projects, and the rest are theory courses in some sense. The first couple of courses that you have to do, and these are important prereqs in some sense, so most people do these 2 courses in the beginning. The first one is Programming Data Structures and Algorithms, PDSA Python. It uses Python as the underlying language, and Database Management Systems, DBMS. So this is SQL querying and all that. So both these courses are sort of like foundational courses in some sense. And you can see DBMS is a core requisite for application development 1. So that's the first time you'll start building an application from scratch. The front end, back end, DB, how all these things talk to each other, how pages come up, how input is taken, things like that. HTML, how to build basically an app on the internet. And then there is a project associated with AppDev1. So this is the first project you see in the diploma in programming. You can see it's a core requisite along with AppDev1. What is core requisite? You can do both of these courses together, or you should do them after the other course. So like for instance, AppDev1, you can either do it along with DBMS, or you can do it after you've finished DBMS. You cannot do AppDev1 before you finish DBMS. That's what core requisite means. Okay. And then you have AppDev1 project, which will come usually later. Many of them do it later. And then there is this other course called Programming Concepts using Java, to give you a little bit of a flavor of what Java is. And in fact, more importantly, a little bit of a flavor on what are these various programming concepts, like, object-oriented programming, parallel, this, that, and all that. And then there is application development 2, which has a prerequisite now. So unless you do AppDev1, you cannot do AppDev2. And likewise, there's also application development 2 project, which is core requisite is AppDev2. And then you have another course called System Commands, which is about the Linux shell, and some other related scripting and other things. Okay. So I hope these courses are all interesting. For many of you may be new, maybe some of you know some of these things, but still for many of you it will be new and it's going to be demanding and different. Okay, so even if you had sort of found the foundation level courses to be easy conceptually, at least. You might have heard of some of those ideas, but here you'll see many of these will be very new to you. You have to spend that time. So once again, remember that mantra, we give you 15 hours per week you have to spend on new courses, and at least 10 hours even if the course is old for you, as in you know what the topics are. Okay, so you see two projects. These are new. You don't have any projects in the foundation level. Projects are new. Are there slides coming separately for the project? No? Okay, so let me talk briefly about what these projects are. So you'll have to sort of build an application from scratch and then demonstrate it during a Viva. And during the Viva, you'll also be sort of critically questioned on what you know about the project. And you'll be asked to make a change on something, and you'll have to show that you're capable of making small changes during the Viva. Okay, so this is how we evaluate projects. These Vivas are very important. They teach you so many things. They also teach you how to talk during an interview, how to answer questions. All those things are some things that you learn during the Viva. Okay. Anything else I should emphasize on this? I think that should be one. So these are the courses, but you have to plan your way through these courses. Do we have some suggested plans?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is there. Okay. So, but before that, let me also walk you through the courses in the Diploma in Data Science. Okay. So the foundational course is Machine Learning Foundations. That's got a mix of linear algebra, probability, and optimization. All these three sort of come together there. And then the next sort of interesting foundational course in ML is ML Techniques, Machine Learning Techniques, which is a core requisite for MLF. So you can do it along with that or after that. And then you have Machine Learning Practice, which has MLF and MLT as prerequisites. And then the MLP course, the Machine Learning Practice course, has a project, sort of like the previous projects I mentioned. And then there is a Tools in Data Science course. So this is more of a system commands like course in the data science side. So what are the tools like Tableau, Sheets, and Pandas, and things like that are discussed in Tools in Data Science. Okay, so that's on the machine learning side. So you sort of have 4 machine learning courses, and then you have 4 business oriented courses. So I would say Tools in Data Science is more of a business, sort of somewhere in between maybe, right? And then you have 3 business courses. One is a business data management course, and then which also has an associated project, business data management project. And then you have a business analytics course, which has BDM or business data management as a prerequisite. Okay, I hope all this is clear to you. So you see, as usual, this business data management is like a foundational basic course on the business side, and you need to do that as well. So there are 2 projects, very different types of projects. The MLP project involves doing some Kaggle competition. If I'm not wrong, the Kaggle competition is set up for you. You'll have to go there and do some set up an ML model, etc. The business data management project is one of the most interesting things in the entire program. You have to approach some local business and convince them to give you their data on various things, and it need not be a very big business, can be a small business. Once you have that data, you have to do some prescribed analysis for it and come up with some insights on how that business is functioning. Okay, so it's a very interesting project which gives you tremendous value in practice. Okay, so these are the, once again, 8 courses in the Diploma in Data Science program. Okay, grading pattern is once again going to be really complex and involved, and one of your tasks is to first understand the grading pattern. Okay, so there is a document, it's been shared with you. Once again, many of you may not be in the careful habit of reading through the grading document. You read through the grading document very, very carefully. Some of the changes are, there are 2 quizzes in center in person. That's important. Eligibility to attend end-term exam is there for you also. You have to have an eligibility criteria. And a big change is the CCC right? It's not computed any longer for you. It's just simply set to be equal to 4. Okay, so we expect that you have picked up enough maturity to know how many classes you can handle and decide for yourself what your CCC should be. Okay, and then there's also bonus marks for course participation, things like practice assignments, discussion forum, and various other participation. So all these things are significant changes when compared to the foundation level. So the 2 quizzes, in person is also there in the foundation level, right? Yeah, so that's not really a change, but anyway, it's just highlighted here to tell you it's not a change. Okay. So, but I will urge you very, very strongly, open this document for grading and then look at it very closely. It will have updated correct information. Some of the discussion forum bonus marks and all has been changed. It used to be there, now it's not there anymore, or it's been modified significantly. Go through the grading document for every course you are doing. Okay, some of the courses have OPPs, some of the courses have additional types of evaluation. Some of the courses have subjective assignments. It's all very complex, and the formulae for grading are quite complicated, and you have to make sure you understand them and make sure you understand what you have to do to ensure that you can get a good grade. Okay, so that's your responsibility. If you have any doubts or issues, make sure you ask them and get them clarified. Do not come back at the end of the term and say, I thought this was like that, and because of that, I'm not getting a grade. And we cannot do any changes. These are important, procedural things as far as IITM rules are concerned. We cannot alter grading pattern after it has been announced. Okay, so it needs significant change if for altering anything. Okay, keep that in mind. So, so this is important. Okay, I'm not going to go, am I going to go through every course and grading pattern? No. So I'm not going to go through every course and grading pattern in detail. Please make sure that you do that carefully. If you have any queries, please ask in the discussion forum. Okay, let me talk a little bit more in detail about Vivas for the course. Okay. Okay. So there are 4 courses at the diploma level which have corresponding Vivas. This is AppDev 1, AppDev 2, BDM, and MLP. The theory part of the course is separated from the project part of the course. Okay, you have to register for these two separately. The theory part is 10,000 rupee fee as usual. But the project part, the entire project course, 2 credits is only 2,500. It's half of the cost. Okay. And there are things in the dashboard which show you what project courses you're registered for, whether you're doing it new, full, repeat, improvement. All of those things are available in your dashboard. Make sure you understand your dashboard. Once again, these are probably new changes in your dashboard compared to the foundation year. Make sure you understand all of that and make sure you are up to date with your registration process. Okay. So the projects have their own rules. Okay, there is separate timelines for it. And whenever you register for the project, make sure there will be a lot of material out there from instructors. There will be, orientation sessions for the project separately that the instructors will hold. Make sure you attend those. Okay. If you know some seniors and others in the program, they may tell you a lot of information. Maybe that's okay for you to listen to them, but it's also important for you to listen to the instructors and hear it from them directly so that any changes in the rules, right? Quite often, as you may know already, we are very famous for changing rules. So we may change rules occasionally, and instructors will have the current and latest rules. So make sure you follow those rules. Okay. So I don't think I'm going into great detail on the individual projects. It's too long and detailed. The projects, the instructors will give you more detail on how to go about doing projects. Okay. So the one thing is you can choose to do the project along with the course, or you can do it in a later term. But I would really suggest and urge you to finish off the project when the course is fresh in your mind. So if possible, please register for the course and the project together, maybe, or at least in the immediate term following that. If you're very, very comfortable with coding, you already know enough about app dev, you can register it along with the theory course. But if you think you're a little bit fresh, then maybe you want to do the theory course first and then do it in the immediate next term and finish it off. Okay, don't postpone it thinking that you'll do later, because later on, believe me, some of these things you can forget very soon. If you forget, then you have to go back and look at it once again, and that can take a lot of time. And I will urge you to do these things immediately and finish it off. Okay. Okay, so quiz and exam dates. Once again, note these down. These are very, very important. The first quiz is on 16th October. The second quiz is on 20th November. And the final exams will be held in 2 sessions, morning and afternoon, on 11th December. Okay, so these are the 3 dates for the September 2022 term. Make sure you note this down and don't plan any travel or wedding of relatives or anything like that at this time period. Okay, I think these are things that you guys know really well, how each of these things look. So there is a discussion forum called the Discourse Forum. I hope all of you have access to it. Many of you I know do not sometimes know that this Discourse Forum is there. Discourse.onlinedegree.itm.ac.in. A lot of information, valuable information is there on this Discourse Forum. You can go and ask questions there. Many people get good answers in the Discourse Forum. So make sure you familiarize yourself and use this to your advantage. Scores tab. Once again, remember that only when the status of your assignment is displayed in the course tab, make sure you're keeping abreast of the status. Know that when you have actually submitted and when you have not submitted, thinking that you submitted. All of these things are important to check. The calendar will again be there. You can check it. And the content that's released for each course, there are 3 things marked in red. That's because those are not given. Is that correct? Sure. There are 3 things that are marked in red. May or may not be there. Okay. So the things that are marked in red may or may not be there. Okay. So if you're used to the foundation courses, all of these things are there in the foundation courses. You've come to the diploma level, you've matured as a learner, you figure out how to learn things a little bit on your own. So some of the scaffolding is slowly coming off, and activity questions, practice assignments, mock tests may not be there in some courses. Some of these courses are like that, you can't give too many questions all over the place, so some of them are of that nature. Okay, so they're not, it's not like probability where you can keep inventing questions as many as you want. So there is a limit, not foundational, right? So that's also the reason. It's also the reason, another reason is that you're mature enough now. So when you read, when you watch videos, you know what to look out for, you know where the questions are going to come from, and you're picking up that maturity as you go along. Okay. Once again, tips to prepare well, worth repeating as many times as necessary. Watch the videos critically and closely, take down notes, attempt assignments on your own. Don't just see somebody else solve the assignment. Don't just get the answers from somewhere else. None of them are really good things, and they don't help you at all. Okay. There are a lot of people selling these things in websites now, I hear. Don't be tempted to do these things. It doesn't help you in any way. Okay. Hopefully, I hope you take this advice correctly, follow the discussion forum, attend the live sessions, and see if you can answer those. Okay, here are some plans. Okay, so here is a tentative way in which you can plan the rest of your terms, and make sure, depending on your situation, whether are you doing something else along with this program, or you're doing only this program. All of these things are important criteria, and more than that, it's also important to know what courses for which you'll have to do this 15 hours per week versus 10 hours per week, and then plan the number of courses in that fashion. It's very important. Otherwise, you miss out. You think you can do some course, and then you find out halfway that you have to spend much more time, because this is some new content you've never seen before. So be conservative. If you're unsure, go with a max of 2 courses. You can even go lesser. Okay. So on average, we are seeing that most people are taking at least, you know, 1.5 to 2 years at least, or even more. In fact, 2 years, let's say, for both diplomas combined. Okay, most people are taking about 2 years. It's originally when we had thought about it, you can see that there is an aggressive way to finish both diplomas within 5 terms, right? It seems like it, but there are 16 courses, right?
Yeah, the project courses are not counted here. It's basically the theory of 20 here, because project they can do in any term and it's outside of CCC.
No, but you've got 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3, which is 14 courses.
Where?
I don't know, plan for one diploma.
Okay. No, I can change that. I was changing the BSc and BSc. Okay.
Okay, so this is not correct, right?
No, not correct. Yeah.
Okay, so this slide is wrong. I think just ignore this. I'm sorry. I think maybe I should just change the slide. So let's not do that. Let's go back to this previous slide. Then
Parts 2, 3, 4 are correct. That one diploma alone is not right.
So let me just talk about these 8 courses here. So you have 8 courses in each diploma. So you have 16 total courses. Okay. So there are some who want to finish it in 4 terms, 5 terms, etc. Okay. I think that's really aggressive, and you're not learning anything here if you do that. Okay. Most people I see are taking at least 6 terms minimum. Okay, 6 minimum. In fact, many of them are doing 7 terms or even 8, no, more than 6 terms for both the diplomas together. Okay, so we are seeing that in practice, and that's okay. So it's okay to take that time. Maybe you can be really aggressive for finishing both the diplomas, but there's no need for that. Okay, so I would suggest at least plan for 5 or 6 terms. If you are actually doing something else on the side, like another degree or another work or something like that, then go even slower. I would suggest but plan for a 6-term thing. Okay. So like I mentioned, some of these courses may be, went one slide earlier. Okay, some of these courses may be easy for you. Some of these courses may be difficult for you. Leave out the projects. There are 4 projects. If you leave it out, even the 6 plus 6, 12 courses, you may not want to do them in 3 terms. Okay, so take at least like 4 terms for them. If you do 4 or 5 terms, it's very comfortable, and then you can do the projects along with one of those terms. So I think 5 to 6 terms is a good time for both diplomas together. If you're thinking of one diploma, maybe 3 terms, 2 to 3 terms is a good time for one diploma in some sense. Okay, so that's a good thing to plan. Let's see if the slide has been changed.
Which one is correct, right?
Maybe I didn't change it.
See the correct data here.
So that's, you're saying for one diploma, it's 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3, 14 courses, is it?
4 plus was foundation, 3 plus 3 is diploma. No?
Oh, so you're starting from foundation. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought this is only the diploma. Okay. All right. So let's redo the slide. I think it's okay. Now I understood. So if you're looking at one diploma, so this starts from foundation. Okay. So the first 8 courses are foundation. We got confused by that. So you have 8 courses in the foundation, which many of you might have taken 3 terms for. After that, you can try and do 3 plus 3 or 2 plus 2 plus 2, which I think is also reasonable, right? So you can do, so that way you can comfortably do one diploma in one year and the second diploma in another year. I think that's a good time to do. I think most people are taking that time. I see many of them taking that time. But if you really want to set a feverish pace, you can of course do it in 3+3 or even 4+4+4. Can go really, really strong and hard at it and finish off the whole thing very fast. But then you don't want to risk your CG going too low. Okay, so you also want your CG to be good. So I think given the average that people are average time that people are taking, you can comfortably take up to 1 year for one diploma. I think it's not too bad at all. It's a good time. You can try and do that. Okay. So maybe some of those courses are slightly easier, and maybe you can bunch them up together. So even if you do something like 3-3-2 type thing, it also works out quite okay. All right. So particularly for projects, so maybe the term in which you are registered for the project, you want to do only one other theory course. So that is also something that you can plan. Okay, so various ways to go through this program, and even if you take slightly longer with the diplomas, you can see that you can still finish your BS degree, BSc degree in comfortable time in some reasonable way. So you can plan it out in that fashion. Okay. So let me talk a little bit more on preparing your profile. So as you enter into the diploma, you're also thinking about employment, getting out into the real world, what to do, etc. So building up your resume is very important. Building up your LinkedIn profile, various other profiles, your GitHub repo with a lot of participation you've done in hackathons, competitions, coach-chef events, even activities, projects, your small achievements within courses, how to showcase all of those things. You have to learn all of these things. These are very important. So I would urge you to participate more in events and other competitions that are being organized for you. Attend talks that we organize for you. Listen to all these people. Open your ears to all these things right here, and then you will know what to do. So these things are very important. In particular, if you are uncomfortable with English, if you're not so comfortable with English as you see other people are, you have to invest time in improving your English. You have to talk well today. People say a lot of other things, but for employment, when it comes to employment, your ability to communicate in English is extremely important, because in whatever workplace you go to, there'll be people speaking multiple languages, and you need some sort of a common thread, and invariably it ends up being English, and that's good to learn. Okay, and there's also an employability test that we have, various type of employability. So one of the things that we are seeing that students are struggling with is these aptitude type questions. Many employers, when they come in for interviewing, do aptitude type questions, and that we see sometimes are challenging to our students. So I think if you can practice those things, those are also very useful, and this will help you get through some of those barriers in employment. Okay. Okay, you know all about student life outside academics. I hope many of you might have attended Paradox. There is a Paradox Margari event that's being planned right now. So it should happen sometime end of December, January. And then, of course, the main Paradox in May. That's already being planned right now. So make sure you attend cultural events of that sort, and make sure you participate in many of those competitions that are being held for you. Be aware of what house you're in, what group you're in, take part in student life and associated activities. I think that's extremely important. These things help you improve your soft skills, how to talk to others. All these things are extremely important as you go through your course material here. Okay. We have learner support services of various types. Many of you know about this. Financial support for economically disadvantaged. Placement and internship support will start when you start finishing up your diplomas. They will contact you. The placement team will get in touch with you for that. There's, of course, the regular administrative support that you have through emails and phones and all that. And in addition, there's also the student affairs and wellness support in case you need any guidance outside of academics as well. Okay, important documents to track. Once again, to repeat, it's on your dashboard. Click on the announcements. There's handbooks. There are various types of documents for you. The other document is the malpractice documents. There's both academic and non-academic malpractice. So I want to tell you a couple of things related to this. IITM Senate is quite severe and strong against any academic malpractice. Recently, I want to particularly tell you one incident. So there was about 25 students who were caught with incriminating material during the OPPs, and they went to the disciplinary committee, and the disciplinary committee for some reason recommended a bit of leniency. Okay, in fact, they said we'll do a slightly reduced punishment, and it went up to the IITM Senate a few days ago, and I had at least imagined the Senate will be okay with it, but the Senate said no. The senators took a very strong stand against it and said this is a new program, an important program for the institute. We cannot have any leniency in any sort of academic malpractice. So they in fact reversed the decision of the disciplinary committee. Reversed meaning they refused to accept the leniency of the disciplinary committee and imposed the full penalty on all the students. So in fact, all those students who were caught with incriminating material in OPPE are now going to get a U in that course plus 1 grade less in every other course that they were registered for that term. So that's the harsh punishment, and that's the punishment that's in your graded assignment, graded punishment document, which you will see if you click on that malpractice document. And the Senate said no to any leniency. They said you have to give out the full punishment. And so we are now rolling back the old punishment, and we're giving the full punishment to all those students who are caught with incriminating material in OPP. So there is absolutely no leniency on this. There is no room. We are not allowed simply to be lenient at all, and there's no appeal. The Senate has come down very hard on us for trying to be lenient. So be aware of this. This is extremely important. You are in the diploma level. Read every punishment that is there for malpractice, and like I said, there is going to be no leniency in that. The next time you are found with an infraction, you will get that punishment. So make sure you read that, you know what those punishments are, and like I said, that's what you're going to get. There's no leniency, absolutely nothing that can be lenient with respect to malpractice of any type. So make sure you read the thing carefully, make sure you understand that. This is very important. Okay, so just to go through specific things, so you can see like I said, these are not recommended punishments, or these are the punishments. Whatever infraction you do, the punishments are there. The lowest punishment is so severe, right? U grade in that course and 1 grade lesser in all other courses that you're registered for in that term. The next level is U grade for all courses, and some of those punishments are going to be really severe, and you can see where the debarring for the next term is there, and then expulsion from the program is also there. And like I said, the mood of the Senate is very strong in this. They want to enforce this strong rule with respect to malpractice, and they want to be they want to set a very strong message right in the beginning, and they don't want to be lenient at all. Okay, so there's no room. Make sure you are crystal clear and clean on this topic. You're not going to be indulging in anything which is close to academic malpractice. This might involve assignments, this might involve your project or anything of that sort. Okay, so if we have incriminating material on you, you are getting that punishment. Okay, be aware of this. So there's also non-academic misconduct, which also has associated punishment. And once again, we have not had too many occasions to use this. We're happy about it, but make sure that you know what these things are, and make sure you don't get into these kind of problems. Okay, web etiquette. I think I want to remind once again, I think in spite of all the reminders, people lose the sense of etiquette when they get emotional. Okay, so you get emotional and you lose the sense of etiquette. So one of the good advice I've heard from a lot of people is when you're very emotional, don't write emails. Don't write messages on Discourse Forum when you're very emotional. Take some time off, cool down, force yourself to cool down and think about it calmly, and be courteous and nice when you type out any messages or email replies or anything you want to do. Don't do it when you are emotional and angry. Take your time off and then get back, and try to be constructive. Don't just point out that, oh, this is not working. Figure out how to help. Figure out what you can do to make things better for everybody. Okay. And diversity and dignity for everyone is protected on the web very strongly. and all laws protecting those diversity and dignity and privacy apply online. So make sure you're aware of these things and you help maintain the wonderful diversity we have in this program. Okay, cyberbullying is basically any behavior where, as a group, you try to embarrass a particular person and target them in any way. This is absolutely not tolerated. Very strong action, disciplinary action will be taken against anyone who is found to be bullying someone else through cyber means. So be careful about that. Don't indulge in any of this. Same is the policy on sexual harassment. I would like to repeat once again, sexual harassment is zero tolerance in IITM for any kind. How do you define it? This is any unwelcome behavior, and the person who determines what is harassment and unwelcome is the person who's on the receiving side of it. You cannot say that, I don't think of this as not being less offensive or something like that. So the person who's at the receiving end decides it. So be careful about that. Don't ever send out sexual content of any type to people, and no unwelcome advances, no comments that are sexualized in any way. Okay, and if you are a victim, do not be embarrassed or afraid to complain about it. Keep a record. This is very important. Don't just complain. Keep a record. These are serious legal offenses, so we need careful notes. Keep recordings, keep screenshots, etc., so that there is a proof, because many of these screenshots are digital, right? So many of these things are digital, they can be erased later, so you should be careful about that as well. There is an email ID, students-grievance@onlinedegree.iitm.ac.in. You can email there if you need to. Okay, that's it. I think that's all I had to say. So a good slide. So maybe this is a good slide to leave you with. Okay, so all the best. You are in a wonderful next stage of the program. Congratulations, you've come through a tough foundation, and you've done well so far. I hope you continue to do well and get good grades, make new friends, learn new things, set off on a wonderful career for the future. Okay, thank you very much. So any questions? Maybe I'll just stop sharing and then take the questions.
Sir, I have a quick one here. Vikram here. I think this also applies to a lot of other students who are asking about this. The BDM option, a lot of us have actually enrolled for the theory course and the project, but the project option is yet to be shown on the dashboard, right? So we are having access to the theory course itself, but the project is yet to be sort of shown. So I just wanted to sort of align with the team to see if if we need to do anything on our own, or like, is this going to happen in the next coming weeks? Thank you.
Yeah, so the projects will be enabled next week. We are just collecting all the problem statements that are there. There'll be a specific live session for orienting you all towards the projects also, and how it is to be done, what are the stages in each project. After to MLP and BDM will have separate sessions on this. Ganga Prasad has written, we have a live session on BDM today, so maybe you can also ask it there. But yes, the project courses are not yet open for all. We are in the process of doing it. By next week, it should be done.
Okay.
Next week, Vikram. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Vikram.
Sir, Rahul here.
Yes, Rahul.
Sir, I have completed one of my diplomas this term, and I have started the second one in programming. So around which time should we expect the diploma certificate? I mean, I'm done with my Viva some 19 to 20 days ago.
Okay. So
when should we expect it?
when will the provision?
Grades are getting finalized, Rahul. So next week, the provisional diploma certificates, the foundation certificates, all will be released.
Next week, I'm told.
Okay, next week. Thank you.
Next
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Gurneet.
Hi. So I just had two questions. First one is, so I had completed BDM before the BDM project came up. So BDM project is for 2 credits, right? So like, doesn't it give us like kind of 2 credits less than the actual credit score now?
Yes, it does. So as far as the diploma is concerned, you will still be able to go through and get it. But when you go to the degree level, there if you'll have to make up for these credits. You'll have to do like one additional course compared to others.
Okay, so and just one last question. So I was kind of so the MLP project submissions are till 11th of September, right? So I was having difficulties doing the project. I was finally able to do it, and I have crossed the 0.75 threshold. But the issue is right now I've been trying to contact the MLP team on Discourse regarding the payment link and everything else, but or the Viva slots and etc. I haven't got any response yet, and
So
it has
have
been
you
40 days.
shared the collab notebook with the team?
Ma'am, other form, if you're talking about, form is closed. If I'm right, if that form is closed.
Okay,
No,
there are
Gurneet, you need to share the notebook with a particular guy. There's one name that was mentioned in the dashboard itself. You need to add that person on your.
There's nothing I can see at least.
You have to share it with that person, and that person will view it.
share it and we run it on our side and the results work, then the next step of scheduling the Viva comes in. So just clearing the cutoff is not enough. We need the collab notebook from your side.
Okay.
Apparently in your dashboard there is name of some person with whom you have to share that collab notebook. If you do that, then it'll be good.
Dashboard has nothing. My registration is also pending. I haven't
Oh, she hasn't registered, she says.
Yeah, I haven't got that payment option in the dashboard itself.
Yeah, payment is independent. Payment is only when you pass the collab notebook also, Gurneet. So you need to first share the collab notebook. After you clear the cutoff, the collab
Is
notebook.
that the same ID for everybody for sharing the?
So we run the collab on our side just to see they've not.
Okay, then I think Rahul maybe you can put out that whatever that ID is in the chat box and Gurneet can see.
Yes, I'm on it. I'll send it over to her.
Oh, thanks, Rahul.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is Moise.
Yes, Moise, go ahead.
Sir, just regarding the credits for the projects that were done along with the courses earlier before this new model came into place. So as per the last update, I think there was something that was going to be presented to Senate to see if we will be getting the credits. Is that still in question?
No. So for the diploma, you don't need to do anything extra. For the credits, the BSc 114 credits is fixed, Moise. We can't change those things. It's not allowed to. I mean, we cannot give a BSc for less than that many credits. Okay, so you'll have to make up the remaining credits in your BSc level.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. This is Shreya.
Yes, Shreya.
Yeah, I had a few questions. So, will the progress card also be released next week along with the certificates?
Yeah, the progress card, the transcript, the foundation diploma certificates, ID cards, whatever documents are pending, everything will be released by end of the week. Next week, next Friday, we are looking at 16th. Before 16th, it will get released.
It's a few days later. Please be a bit more patient.
Sure. Okay. The next thing is for TDS and system commands. I understand currently it is 3 credits. So this 3 credits is from the May 22 term or from the September term onwards?
It's from Jan 2022 term. So even those who did the TDS and system commands course in Jan, they get the 3 credits. So this is with retrospect effect.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Thank you.
They were charged for rupees 5,000 and the upcoming batch will be charged rupees 7,500.
Yeah, that's okay, man. It's okay. Let them get 1 credit for free. It's okay.
This is Raja here.
Yes, Raja.
Yes, sir. What is the difference between the BSc degree and BS degree in terms of the degree value?
Value meaning cost or the other thing? Okay, so there is 28 more credits. Okay, So you have to do more coursework, or you can also do an apprenticeship. There is a 12 credit apprenticeship that's open at the BS level. You can do that. So in terms of the reason why, see, 4-year degree has now become mandatory sort of with the new education, national education policy, right? So we have to have a 4-year option. Earlier, there was always, when we started, actually, we wanted to do a 4-year option, but then at that time, the 4-year option for Bachelor of Science was not so common in the country. Now, 4-year option has sort of become mandatory. In fact, all universities have to move to a 4-year undergraduate. So that's needed also. So this BS that we are giving, which is also called Bachelor of Science, but its name is different, right? It's data science and applications, not programming and data science. That's one difference. The other thing is it's a 4-year degree. It's considered a 4-year degree. It's accepted as a 4-year degree. So many universities abroad, for instance, for master's applications, they'll say 10 plus 2 plus 4, right? While the BSc that we give counts as 10 plus 2 plus 3, the BS that we give counts as 10 plus 2 plus 4. Is that okay?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
So this is Dr. Puneet Mangla.
Yes, Doctor.
Sir, will this be comparable? BS degree will be comparable with the BTech degree, is it? Or will it be comparable with BSc?
In what sense are you wanting me to compare? Like for instance, for there are a lot of eligibility which will ask for a 4-year bachelor's degree, right? So this will be a 4-year bachelor's degree. This will fall in that category. Many places they'll ask for 4-year bachelor's degree. In fact, the national education policy says admission to postgraduate should be contingent on a 4-year bachelor's degree. So many places may start insisting on that. So at that time, this BS is what will go through. Okay.
Okay, that means it will be called as the BSc degree itself, Bachelor of Science itself.
Bachelor of Science, but we are abbreviating it as BS just so that it stands out.
Yeah, that will be a 4-year degree. Yeah.
4-year degree. That's okay.
Yeah. BTech is different. Okay.
So just one more question about regarding this only BS and BSc. So let's just say I complete BSc programming and data science, right? So that's a 3-year course, and now I want to do the BS degree as well. So after 3 years, so I will be getting a BSc degree certificate as well, and then I'll complete.
All those will be provisional only. Okay.
Like provisional certificates only, but yeah.
Yeah, provisional you will get. There'll be only one exit final degree program from degree certificate from IITM in this program. Okay, final as in not provisional. Once you get that, you're not getting anything else. Okay.
Okay. So if I complete BS, I'll get a BSc. If I complete the BSc degree, I'll get a provisional certificate for completing that.
Yes, you will get a provisional for that. Yes, absolutely.
And then after that, if I do the BS level as well, so at the end of it, I'll get the
final BS degree. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And sir, if in case someone quits after BSc itself, does not continue with BS, so he'll get a final degree of BSc.
Once we print or issue the final version of the certificate, there's no question of continuing ever. So what we would suggest is, if you are unsure, just keep the provisional and work with that for as much as possible. And only when you are like 100% sure that you will never ever come back, you pick up the final degree. Once you pick up the final degree, to undo it is a legal process, and that legal process is usually done only when the university wants to take away a degree for negative reasons, right? They found some malpractice or something. So it's tough to distinguish it from that. So IIT never wants to take away a degree. So we'll simply not give anything else once we give one degree.
The person after doing BSc can take a break of a year or two.
Yeah. We'll hold on to your provisional, no problem.
Okay. So any there is time period for completion of BS degree?
I'm sorry?
Is there any time period for completion of the BS degree?
Yeah, 8 years. 8 years is the max.
Okay, from starting till the end.
Starting till end is 8 years.
For BSc it is 6.
6 years, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, are there plans to sort of launch a master's program anytime soon?
There is a MTech now. In fact, we checked, the latest thing we checked is, it's very interesting. So the 4-year BS, right? If you write GATE, the 4-year BS is enough for you to go to MTech computer science. in any of the IITs. That's what the IITs
No,
are saying.
I talk from a working professional perspective, sir. I mean, the flexibility that this program offers.
Okay.
So we have been through that
are.
drill already. We are in our 30s, mid-career level, and we are
Okay.
trying to sort of.
We'll think about it, Vikram. Give us some
Yeah.
time. I think we have to first stabilize here, or maybe we'll let some other people do masters. We'll see.
So that brings me to another question, right? Because we don't have access to you so easily, so that's why I'm putting this question again. So this is not like a one solution fit all kind of a thing, right? When I talk about placements and things like that, how do you view the success of the program? How would you sort of, what would be the metric there, if you will,
Yeah, it's see what happens to students upon exit is the ultimate metric. Okay, so right now I would say most of our students are quite happy with the education process, and the way we are evaluating, we are also very happy with how students are doing. Okay, but ultimately, some improvement has to happen, right? Upon exit, they should say that this is something that happened to me, and there are four things our Senate will track. One is how many of them are going for higher education, right? Could be masters anywhere,
Right.
and what fraction is getting placed, and what type of placement, median salary, mean salary, all of that. And what fraction is starting out, companies, entrepreneurship, the usual drill. I think these three are the main things that are tracked.
Okay.
So the apprenticeship which we have to do, is it after we finish the BSc degree or can we do it before?
Okay, so the way we are planning right now, so now this is something that has not yet been approved in the Senate, so I should be very careful when I say these things because
Streaming also.
yeah, I'm streaming. So let me not say it. Okay. So what has been approved in the Senate? Let me only say that. Okay. After BSc, right? After you finished your BSc, there is an option to do. Once again, it's not mandatory. There is an option to do 12 out of the 28 credits through an apprenticeship. Okay, and that can be as long as 8 months or more. Okay. So okay, if you do 8-month apprenticeship, you can get 12 credits. If you do 4-month apprenticeship, you get 4 credits, things like that. Okay, there is some formula of that sort. So this apprenticeship can be on premise in a company or online, and 12 credits are at that. And then the 12 credits of apprenticeship is costed at very low cost compared to the BS degree credit, which is higher than the BSc degree credit, by the way. So that's the way we are sort of giving you a very strong hint that we want you to do apprenticeship. But it's not mandatory. If you are interested in higher education and you only want to finish the course and go on to a master's, you're not at all interested in seeing what company life is, then you can just do courses and get out also. Is that okay? After BSc, yes. If your question was specifically on that, it was after BSc.
Yes, sir, clear. Thank you.
There's a couple of questions. First is like if in case of one completes a BSc degree and IIT is offering the placements. Now the degree which has been completed by different students, maybe one student is completing it in first term, and few others are completing that second term, and the others are completing third term. So what about the placement drives that will be conducted for these students? Will they be conducted?
At right now, when we speak to industry, they're saying they're okay with multiple times a year. They are okay with coming and looking at students at multiple times a year. That's what they're saying. So our drive is going to be all year round.
Okay. And moreover, sir, there's just one guidance that we require, that doing apprenticeship after this BSc degree will be better, or doing a course for future career prospects.
I think apprenticeship is good. If you want an industry career, apprenticeship is a fantastic area.
Okay. The apprenticeship will be better, no?
Yes.
Rather than going for the courses, because the courses can be done later on also.
Yes.
And definitely there'll be a benefit in the placement also between 4-year degree.
We are expecting, most companies today do pre-placement offers at the end of internships and apprenticeship. In fact, we are expecting that if you do a good apprenticeship, you continue probably with placements there. That option is also there.
Yeah, definitely. Though the IIT Madras will also be providing this apprenticeship opportunities.
We will try. You can also try. I think many companies are showing sharp interest in that, but we'll have to, once it's in place, you'll see that. But we are trying, and you can also try. You can also try on your own. Both can happen.
Okay, sir. And rather, I mean, the placement opportunities will be better after BS rather than BSc, I believe, because after doing 4-year course rather than 3-year course.
We'll have to wait and collect data and definitely conclude. I don't know if I want to conclude that before we collect data.
This is actually, if you permit me for a half a minute, I would like to tell you one thing that I'm also from the same profession of yours. I'm also a professor from engineering college. My daughter is pursuing this course. So that is why I've got a few of the queries that I'm putting in.
I know, I understand. I think I'm happy you're here. So yeah, I think some companies prefer a 4-year degree because particularly if they want to send people abroad, the 4-year degree is easy to get a visa with. So they prefer that.
Right. And doing MS from abroad is also valid with this BS degree or BSc degree.
Yeah. MS from abroad, this 4-year BS enables that, and that's also another reason. But while doing your apprenticeship, you can continue coursework because this is online. No, the reason why apprenticeship is nice is the last 2 terms that you take in your BS, you might as well spend in the company, and while you're doing that, you can do 2 more courses. So that's 4 courses. 12 plus 16 is 28. You're done. Okay. So that way you're not losing anything
12
by
plus 6 is 18. 12 plus 6 is 18. And we require 28.
16, no,
credits.
16, 12 plus 16. There are 2 courses per term, 4 courses total.
Right.
Yeah, so it works out okay. So we have planned it like that. So you don't lose any time by doing apprenticeship.
So each course is of 4 credits. No, yeah. So
Yeah.
they'll be. Okay. Right.
Thank you for this insight, sir.
12 plus 16 is 28 is insight.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Doing the courses parallel to the apprenticeship is the insight.
Oh, that's the insight. Okay. I was just joking. I'm sorry.
That is an incentive for the students. Apprenticeship plus the course.
Many companies today want to see you in internship and apprenticeship before they make an offer. So many of them are doing pre-placement offers now. So I think that's another good reason. And they want long-term, meaningful engagement. So that's why apprenticeship is something they prefer. Long-term. 8 months is a long time.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, I have a query, sir.
One at a time. Who wants to go first?
Sir?
Yes, go ahead.
So I'm a working professional, and those 12 credits you mentioned. So will I have to change?
No, there's no apprenticeship is not open for working professionals. It's not open for people who are doing other degrees and all that. So it's only for those who are only doing this BS at that point in time. Okay.
Okay. Just one other.
The apprenticeship is treated as a full-time engagement by the company.
Okay. One more question. So for entrepreneurs, what help does IIT provide and how to access that?
Oh, there's been lots of information on entrepreneurship, right? Did they not get any emails? I thought there were some events that happened in the term break and all that.
It was only the contest that happened.
The contest. Are you part of some contest that happened during the term break?
There was a Sparks test which I was sent an email about, but that was from.
So try to get into those kind of things because I see a lot of hackathons and other things that I think there is like a group of students who are into a lot of these organizational activities. I don't know, maybe Gurneet or someone can connect. I think Gurneet would know, I think, because she was involved in some of the competitions herself, I think, right?
Okay.
Is she here? I don't know if Gurneet is still here. So, but she can. So you can get in touch with some of the students who are running these things. So that they do organize competitions frequently and all that. And I think there was a plan at some point to connect them to the entrepreneurship cell at IITM, but maybe now, I mean, we've hired a couple of people, so maybe move forward a little bit further. But there is a plan to do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have some doubts to clarify from your side. I would be moving abroad for higher studies. So how will I get touch in with the centers, and how can IITM help me with the
You
courses
write
that
the
I
supported online degree, they'll resolve it for you. Okay. They'll provide you a solution. Okay.
Okay. And sir, and the next doubt is, if I for some chance have failed in a particular subject in diploma, so I have to repeat the entire course.
Yes.
So will it affect my GPA for diploma, or once I complete the course, then only my
No.
GPA will affect?
The best grade is taken. The failure is not computed in your GPA. Okay.
Okay, sir. And sir, once I'll be sitting in some other country for placements and stuff, so that will be conducted online, right?
So far we have not.
Or do you have to come to IIT Madras to attend the placement exams?
No. I think most of those things are online these days. Very few companies are doing face to face and all before they hire. So we are hoping it should be okay, but you might have to do India time or something like that. That's all. Right?
Yes, sir, that I agree.
Yeah. Should be okay.
Because there I'll be doing some internships. Here I'll be doing internships. Like 2 internships are colliding all together.
Yeah.
That will be too much hectic for me.
Yeah.
BSc and Masters of Science or Masters of Business Administration, whatever. That will be like, sir.
Yes, I think it will be hectic. Do your best. Try your best. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I wanted to ask, I'm parallelly doing an economic honors degree from Delhi Technological University. So that will be over in July 2004. So will I be eligible for the
July?
So July 2024.
24, okay. All right.
Yes, it's a 3-year degree. So sir, will I be eligible for the apprenticeship after that?
Yes. If you finish that and then whenever you enter the BS at that time, if this is the only thing you're doing, then you can do that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, if someone has, quit their job and, are doing solely this course at the time, of entering their BS degree, will they be, applicable?
Yes. So basically, the apprenticeship is a full-time apprenticeship. Okay. You should be able to do a full-time apprenticeship. If you can do that, then you're okay. Whatever
Right. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, maybe we can close. Once again, let me warmly welcome you to the diploma level. Many of you are already in the diploma level and you're still in the orientation session. So good to see all of you. I want to end on a mixed tone, the optimistic tone. I hope all of you do well, all of you do well in your life and careers and get good jobs and earn name and fame for yourself and for the institute. But I also want to warn you, be very, very cautious about all the academic malpractice things, particularly in OPP and other things. Anything that we find is being taken extremely seriously in the Senate. I was in the Senate floor a couple of days back, and I could see the sentiment of the senators is very, very strong. Be very watchful. Do not indulge in any sort of academic malpractice, be it sharing code, giving help illegally, all these things. Don't ever indulge in any of those. These are going to hurt you big time. Okay. On that note, let me end. Thank you very much and all the very best. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I wanted to ask, what is the average CGPA that we should maintain?
10. See, I think generally, if you look at the stats, right, I always like to look at the stats. The average of CGPA of the program is around 7 or so, 7 to 7.5. So that's the average. And I think more than 1,200 are 9 plus. Okay. So there you can get the answer. Okay. Generally, 8.5 and above is considered a good CGPA.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Bye.